This is Andrew for iDownload Blog, and today we're going to look at some iPhone 7 concepts. Our first concept that we're going to look at was posted by Troy Turner on Yanko Designs. In this mockup, they went for a very minimalistic design. All the bezel is gone on the front of the iPhone, and it's taken over by one large screen. Touch ID is built right into that screen, and it's running a concept of iOS 10. And of course, this minimalistic version of the iPhone will use wireless charging. It's been rendered in 3 different color schemes: space gray, silver, and gold. Our next iPhone 7 concept comes from Arthur Race. As you can see, the back of this iPhone is no longer covered in anodized aluminum, but in this case stainless steel, which should make it more impact resistant. The front of the phone loses a little bit of the bezel on the sides, which makes it lighter and a little bit thinner. It's hard to tell in photos, but in this concept it is also waterproof, has louder speakers, has ambient temperature sensors for the actual temperature of the room, and a sapphire screen on the front to withstand falls and scratches. They imagine it will come in the same 4 colors: space gray, silver, gold, and rose gold. Up next is a rendering from Tor6770 from grabcad.com. This concept does not look all that different. Mostly though is that iOS 10 rendition that they have on here, where you can see there are a lot more icons fit onto that screen. Otherwise, the phone basically looks like a slimmer and thinner version of the one that we already have. Notice the camera on the back also lays flush compared to the current generation iPhone 6s or the iPhone 6, where it sticks out just a little bit. It appears the home button is a little bit larger as well. Next up is one from a name that I'm not going to pretend like I can pronounce, but Sonotek, which is on YouTube. This concept is probably the most out there of all the different concepts that we are looking at today, and it does that with an expanding screen. Basically, it has a flexible display that can extend out of the sides and make your iPhone go from a iPhone 6s size to this very large widescreen phone. They imagine this will be done with many different moving parts inside of the phone, including carbon fiber arms that extend the wings on that flexible display to bring this display to life. There will be buttons included on the sides of the display, so you can still press the volume buttons even when the screen is expanded. Now we have saved the most lust-worthy for last, which is this rendering by Arthur Rice, again also posted on behance.net. This one clearly had a lot of thought put into it. The edges are slightly more squared, but they're still rounded, and that bezel will go right around the front so that if you drop it, it'll fall on the aluminum and not onto the glass itself, which should help protect it in falls. Even though it does have that metal wrapping around, the bezels on the front are still smaller. Unfortunately, they still have those antenna bands going around, but they do look much better than the ones that are currently on the iPhone itself. Now, one thing I really did like about this rendering was the black or space gray option is much deeper black than the one currently on the market. Please let us know in the comments below what you thought of these iPhone 7 renderings. Other than that, subscribe, and this has been Andrew for iDownload Blog.